So can you kind of just go over the excitement level? You guys are getting pretty close to game time here. Just how you feeling right now?
But being that this is my fourth game one, I try to keep my emotions intact, but the energy flowing throughout the building right now is pretty high. We're kind of living on the edge, but going into a game, you got to kind of keep your wits about yourself and make sure that you're kind of even keeled and that you know your assignments, and so you don't want to get too high, but you also don't want to get too low. So I feel like we're right there in the middle. We got a good energy going on in the program right now. We're excited for Sunday.
What was do you remember your first, I'm sure you do, your first game at Doak, what that was like?
Oh yeah, it was 85,000 packed stadium, all black. So I'm expecting that again, man. So we get a good chance to redeem ourselves once again, because last year, game one, we had to deal with COVID, but this year we still got to deal with COVID, but they gave us full capacity on the stadium, man. So we're excited. We're excited to see what the Seminole family is going to do.
You mentioned keeping your wits about you. How important is it for some of the younger guys who've never seen that environment to, how can you maybe help them?
The younger guys, their emotions are going to kind of be high, as to be expected, just because they are so young, and this is the most people that they've ever played with. So it's kind of on the older guys to try to keep the wits about the team. Just try to make sure that everybody is, even killing. Just you can't get too high, you can't get too low. Like I said, you got to just make sure that you stay right in the middle. So it's kind of on the older guys, especially the seniors and the leadership group, to make sure that the team is in the right emotional state.
Coach Norvell also talked about responding to making plays, how that's going to occur in every game. What have you seen from the team this year that they might be able to do that in a better response?
I just think that we're a more mature team. We understand that the other team is going to make plays, and what the most important play is the next play. The most important thing on the football field is winning the next play, because it doesn't matter what happened in the previous play, because that has no indication on how the game is going to turn out as opposed to the next play. So I feel like we're just more mature, and we understand that.
Anybody else need Jay Sean?
From a personal level.
What specifically for today's practice, what did you see from the entire team in terms of intensity and kind of competitiveness?
Guys are flying around. I could say that the team's energy right now, we know that it's game one, and we just try to treat every day like it's game day, so that when game day comes, it's not like a culture shock. Like, we live in this moment all the time, especially the way, I'm sorry. It always happens when I come up here. Especially the way that Coach Norvell coaches, like we're expected to have a certain intensity about the way that we work. So the intensity going into game week was ratcheted up a little bit, but it's also the kind of just more of the same, just because of how we work every day.
McKenzie, I know all the quarterbacks have different strengths and things they do. Today it showed up a bunch of times with him kind of manipulating passing angles and changing the way he throws the ball. Yes. How unique and is that skill set for him?
He just has unique and creative, dynamic playmaking ability. I think you have to kind of watch him play to see it, because he's not really a guy that's going to pass the eye test like, oh wow, like he's one hell of a quarterback. But he really is one hell of a quarterback. The way that he can just manipulate his arm angles and just throw sidearm or throw, like he's 5'10", but he can make all the throws down the field. He has unique playmaking ability that I think needs to be put on display for sure.
Are you used to that? Like all of a sudden there's a little window and have you gotten used to that specific dynamic of his game?
Yeah, I'm kind of used. Me and McKenzie kind of got a good rhythm going on to where I'm kind of used to it. He'll just whip it in there out of nowhere. And at first it was kind of new when he got here during the summer, but through PRPs and summer workouts, we were kind of able to build that chemistry. So now I'm kind of used to it for sure.
What have you seen from Jordan? It sounds like everyone's kind of mentioned that he's improved his passing game. What have you seen from him?
His passing game has improved tremendously, but to me, it's still his ability to make plays, extend plays with his feet. Like, I feel like he's second to none when it comes to that. He's so dynamic and elusive, and he can make plays down the field, and now his arm talent is the best it's ever been. So I'm just excited for him to put that on display and, just show the nation what he can do.
His running ability, his playmaker ability, how much can that open up the offense?
I think you see that in 2021 and just football in general. You see quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson extending plays with their feet, and they're just like an extra added runner that the defense has to account for. So it puts extra stress on the defense from a defensive perspective, because you don't know if the quarterback is going to sit in the pocket, you don't know if he's going to drop back and run, or you don't know if he's going to just take the ball and run right away. So it's just an extra added element that the defense has to defend, so it helps an offense, definitely.
I think you said early in camp that this was the first time in years you've had like second-year coaching staff, second-year coordinator, and such like that.
Right.
How much does that just give you confidence in what you guys are trying to do at every practice and then going to a game?
It just helps with the verbiage, because hearing the same thing for 2 years in a row, you kind of get you got Jermaine right here trying to distract me, but it helps with the verbiage, because when you get the same offensive coordinator 2 years in a row, you get used to hearing the same terminology over and over again. You feel more immersed into a system. I think that happens in all realms of life, but especially football. When you get to hear that that second year of the same terminology over and over again, and you just feel more advanced into the program that you're playing in, the system that you're playing in. So I'm excited about the second year under Coach Dillingham and just show what I can do and how I've grown as a player.
Let's go a couple more.
Jordan Wilson's finally back. How excited are you to line up with him, and how can his blocking help the
I'm just excited for him as a player just because of what he brings to the tight end room. He brings veteran experience. He brings a working's attitude, somebody who just wants to come in and just put all the work in that he can, and he just brings that veteran leadership. It kind of helps me lead from the front because we got 2 seniors at tight end. It makes the room incredible, and then with Coach Thompson, it's just incredible dynamic in that room. So I'm excited to show you how the tight end room has grown over a year. Good to go?